Now we come to the end of this week, and as you know, this week I'm narrating folk stories from around the world. And this one, the one that I'm going to narrate today, it comes from Italy, and the story is called The Salamana Grapes. It's a story of a princess and the kind of theme that you'll find in folk stories all over the world, from India to Middle East to Africa, even South America. It's a kind of an archetype, the kind of story that it is. So, without spoiling it for you, let me start narrating the story. Here we go. There was once a king who had a very beautiful daughter of marriageable age. The neighboring king had 3 grown-up sons who all fell in love with the princess. The princess' father said, "As far as I am concerned, you are all 3 equal, and I couldn't for the life of me give any of you preference over the other 2. But I wouldn't want to be the cause of any strife among you. So why not travel about the world for 6 months, and the one who returns with the finest present will be my son-in-law." So the 3 brothers set out together, and when the road branched off in 3 different directions, each went his separate way. The oldest brother traveled for 3, 4, and 5 months without finding a thing worth taking home as a present. Then, one morning of the 6th month in a faraway city, he heard a hawker under his window. "Carpets for sale, fine carpets for sale." He leaned out the window and the carpet seller asked, "How about a nice carpet?" "That is the last thing I need," he replied. "There are carpets all over my palace, even in the kitchen." "But," insisted the carpet seller, "I'm sure you have no magic carpet like this one." "And what is so special about it?" "When you set foot on it, it takes you great distances through the air." The prince snapped his fingers. "There is the perfect gift to take back. How much are you asking for it, my good man?" 100 crowns even." "Agreed," exclaimed the prince, counting out the 100 crowns. As soon as he stepped onto it, the carpet went soaring through the air over mountains and valleys and landed at the inn where the brothers had agreed to meet at the end of the 6 months. The other 2, though, had not yet arrived. The middle brother also had traveled far and wide up to the last days without finding any suitable present. And then he met a peddler crying, "Telescopes, perfect telescopes. How about a telescope, young man?" "What would I do with another telescope?" asked the prince. "My house is full of telescopes, and the very best, mind you." "I bet you've never seen magic telescopes like mine," said the telescope seller. "And what is so special about them?" "With these telescopes, you can see 100 miles away and through walls as well." The prince exclaimed, "Wonderful! How much are they?" 100 crowns apiece." "Here are 100 crowns. Give me a telescope." He took the telescope to the inn, found his big brother, and the 2 of them sat and waited for their little brother. The youngest boy, up to the very last day, found nothing and gave up all hope. He was on his way home when he met a fruit vendor crying, "Salamana grapes for sale. Come buy nice Salamana grapes." The prince, who had never heard of Salamana grapes since they didn't grow in his country, asked, "Just what are these grapes you're selling?" They are called Salamana grapes, said the fruit vendor. And there are no finer grapes in the world. They also work a special wonder. What do? Put a grape in the mouth of someone breathing their last, and they will get well instantly. You don't say, exclaimed the prince. I'll buy some in that case. How much are they? They are sold by the grape, but I'll make you a special price 100 crowns per grape. As the prince had 300 crowns in his pocket, he could buy only 3 grapes. He put them in a little box with cotton around them and went to join his brothers. When they were all 3 together at the inn, they asked each other what they had bought. Me? Oh, just a little carpet, said the oldest boy. Well, I picked up a little telescope, replied the middle boy. Only a little fruit, nothing more, said the third. I wonder what's going on at home right now and at the princess's palace, one of the boys said. The middle boy casually pointing his telescope toward their capital city. He saw that everything was as usual. Then he looked toward the neighboring kingdom, where their beloved's palace was, and let out a cry. What is the matter? Asked the brothers. I see our beloved's palace, a stream of carriages, people weeping and tearing their hair. And inside I see a doctor and a priest at somebody's bedside. Yes, the princess's bedside. She lies there as still and pale as a dead girl. Quick, brothers, let's hurry to her before it's too late. She's dying. We'll never make it. That's more than 50 miles away. Don't worry, said the oldest brother. We'll get there in time. Quick, everybody step onto my carpet. The carpet flew straight to the princess's room, passed through the open window, and landed by the bed, where it lay like the most ordinary bedside rug with the 3 brothers standing on it. The youngest brother had already taken the cotton from around the 3 Salamana grapes, and he put one into the princess's pale mouth. She swallowed it and immediately opened her eyes. Right away, the prince put another grape into her mouth, which regained its color at once. Then he gave her the last grape, and she breathed and raised her arms. She was well. She sat up in bed and asked the maids to dress her in her most beautiful clothes. Everybody was rejoicing when all of a sudden the youngest brother said, So I'm the winner, and the princess will be my bride. Without the Salamana grapes, she would now be dead. No, brother, objected the middle boy. If I didn't have the telescope and didn't tell you the princess was dying, your grapes would have done no good. For that reason, I will marry the princess myself. I'm sorry, brother, put in the oldest boy. The princess is mine, and nobody will take her away from me. Your contributions are nothing compared with mine. Only my carpet brought us here in time. So the quarrel the king had wanted to avoid became ever more heated, and the king decided to put an end to it by marrying his daughter to a 4th suitor who had come to her empty-handed.